Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's card making video, we're taking a close-up look at the Glimmer Kit of the Month from Spellbinders for September 2021. It's the Glimmering Build a Banner set. There are 8 hot foil plates, 3 dies, and a roll of polished brass foil in this kit. So first I want to hot foil out all the sentiments that come in this kit. I am trimming out some of that polished brass foil so that it's going to fit on my scrap of cardstock that I have ready to go, but I will still be able to see the edge of that cardstock because I want to try and do all the sentiments at once. So I need to have a little bit of cardstock showing so I can tape this foil and the plates in place. We have sentiments that say, wishing you a happy and birthday. We also have yours truly, thank you, congrats are the 6 sentiments in this set. I'm trying to space them out so that I will be able to easily die cut them with the coordinating die from this set. I am now going to take a long piece of this fabulous yellow tape and tape those into place so they're not going to move, and everything is also taped down to the cardstock. You can see I have the pretty side of the foil up and the plates are face down. I'm doing the same with these 2 pieces right here. They're decorative elements. They're diagonal slashed lines, and you'll see how those come into play when we build the actual banner. So when you're hot foiling, make sure when you put this on your ready to go and heat it up Glimmer Hot Foil system that you're putting these pieces face down. You're going to press the timer and add your spacer pads. Then you just pull the whole thing off. Once that timer is done flashing, run it slowly through the die cutting machine, and it will be foiled by the pressure of the die machine and the heat of the Glimmer Hot Foil system. So now we're just going to remove the foil and the plates, and you'll see the hot foiled images right there. And now we can use that tape to remove the foil and plates from these sentiments as well and see how those turned out. Pretty good, a little overfoiling, but not too bad. So now we're going to take that coordinating die, it's a wavy banner, and die cut out those pieces. You just want to be careful when you're cutting out your hot foiled images with dies not to get the tape over the hot foiling because it can dull out the foil once you remove the tape. So I just try to strategically place mine so the tape does not touch the foiling. Here are all the pieces die cut out and ready to go. I'm going to do a 3-part banner that says wishing you a happy birthday. And then I'll do another card with the thank you here in a minute. So I am taking the short banners, gluing that to the top, then the long banner, and I'm talking about the decorative pieces, gluing the decorative pieces to the back of the banner. And this is what's going to connect those 3 wavy banners together with those decorative elements folded behind. It has such a cool look, like you spent a lot of time working on this, and it's so fancy with the hot foiling. So I am just lining up those end pieces together and pressing it in place before I glue on the next one. It was pretty easy to do, all said and done. I could have, I think, spaced the top one a little bit better, but I really love how it turned out. Really, really cute. You can also do a different color of cardstock for the piece that goes behind those decorative pieces, and that would have a cool look as well. So now I have this heart embossing folder. I embossed a white panel that's going to be the background for the card I'm going to create, and I used this color block panel die from Spellbinders. I die cut it twice, one from this bright like fluorescent green cardstock and one from a dark green cardstock, so I have a little shadow behind it. So once those are layered, I decided they needed a little bit of splatter. Yes, they do, with the electric lime silk, and that's going to give it a little bit of shimmery splatter on there. Love it. And then I'll glue those down on top of this heart background. Now I made this so that the edge of that die cut was flush with the edge of my card, but that meant I had to do the same on the bottom, and then they overlapped. I wish I would have let a little bit hang off so they met in the middle, and that way there would be more of that heart background showing. So just take note of that when you're gluing these in place if you happen to use this color block die. So I popped up my banner right there in the center, and then I'm going to bring in the Just a Tweet large die of the month for September and die cut out some balloons. So they have 3 pieces here, and when you die cut these together, you're not only going to get a round circle that creates a balloon, but it's going to have texture in it. There's also a die to cut the little pieces that go at the bottom of the balloon that make it look like it's tied, and then there's also a die to cut out the strings. So I'm going to glue those bottom pieces onto my balloons and the strings, and then they'll be ready to add to the card. And I thought some balloons would be really fun for a happy birthday card. And I happened to be cleaning out my junk drawer the other day and got an idea on how to make these balloons like a little extra special, which is why I did them in white. So you'll see what I add to these in a second that make them really cool. I'm just going to pop these up with some foam squares in and around that banner. I think that's what's really fun about this banner, is that you can add things around it to really kind of make it special, or you can leave it plain. It's such a cool die set that way. So now I'm going to glue down that string of the balloon to the banner so it's not flapping around, and you know, it can easily get caught on something once it's being mailed. So I just want to secure those a little bit. So for the bottom one, I'm going to trim off the string, and then I'm going to tack it down to the bottom of the card with just a dot of glue. But there you can see that gorgeous hot foiling. All right, so we're going to glue this down to an A2 size note card, and it will have a white border all the way around that front panel, which I love. I feel like it really helps draw your eye into the center. Okay, so now to make these balloons a little extra special, I'm taking some Journey Glaze. I'm going to coat each balloon with the glaze, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some chunky glitter over the top of that. So I had, for one of my kids' birthdays, found some balloons that are white but almost clear, and they had glitter inside of them, and I bought too many, so I had a package of them left, and somehow it ended up in my junk drawer, and I found them on the day I was working on this card. And so when I came back to do the balloons, I was like, oh, for sure, I'm going to put some glitter on these, just like these balloons I remember using for my daughter's birthday. And I love how it turned out. The one thing it's hard to see right here is the texture in the balloon, but it is still there because that glaze dries crystal clear. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Now that we're done with that one, I'm using the color block slices for this card. I die cut out a bunch of pieces of paper for this, and I'm going to layer them onto this A2 size card front. So it's just under 5.5 by 4, and I found the center of that so I could now add on these pieces, and it was really helpful for adding the first 2 pieces. And then I just glue them on like that diagram shows. You can print that out from the Spellbinders website on the page where you would order this die set. Again, it's called the Color Block Slices, and it had a lot of different ideas on how to glue this in place. So I thought, well, I got to try one of those out. So I trimmed off the excess, and I am in love with the background. I'll save those because I'm going to use them to die cut out some flowers to finish off this card. And for the splatter on this one, my favorite silk of all time, it's the shimmer. It's just shimmer. It's fabulous. It's sparkle silk. That's the name of it. It's my favorite, and yet the name left me. That's how it is when you're doing a voiceover. Yeah. All right, so for this banner, I'm only using the 2 end pieces, and then I decided to give these a little drop shadow with a piece of white cardstock. So I just cut out some plain white pieces and had those peeking out from the bottom. And then when you put this together, you've got an even more detailed banner. So I popped that up in the center of my card with some foam squares, and then here you can see the flowers also from that large die of the month for September, and I am going to glue these together so that they are layered up flowers. These flowers, you can offset them as well or layer them exactly how I'm doing here. Now I'm going to pop these up all around the banner, kind of like I did with the balloons, placing them in and around the banner. I love all the options you have when doing this, and I will be playing with this Glimmer Hot Foil set again. I think it can elevate so many of the products that you already have when you're creating cards, because Glimmer Hot Foil, no matter what you do, it adds a touch of elegance to your card. I love it. So the leaves are going in and around these flowers to finish them off, but they're awful naked without a center. So I brought in my Crystal Mix gems, and I'm taking the ones that are white and adding them to the centers, and then also in and around the flowers, because if you have a little bit of sparkle, a lot of sparkle is even better, right? That's what I think. I love sparkle. I love embellishments. So I felt like it just really dressed up this card. Next, I will add this to a note card as well. So it has a white border all the way around. I had just the best time playing with these kits from Spellbinders this month. They really hit it out of the park once again. If you want to see the large die of the month video, then I will have it linked for you on the next screen. You can click on that and check it out. It's a 34-piece die set with flowers and sentiments and a bird and the balloons. Oh my gosh, so much fun in that die set. So, and it works really good with this banner set. So I love that. All right, stay tuned, because very soon I will be doing the clear stamp of the month from Spellbinders and showing you the new optional die set you can get with it. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you all again very soon. Happy stamping. Bye.